Welcome back to the Starscartel channel. If you don't know, I'm Star. Baby, when I go over this, y'all finna understand why I'm laughing. So in this dream, I see a version of myself at like 19 years old. Baby, okay? And I was walking. I wasn't walking per se, but I was walking. It's like it was an apartment complex, a huge apartment complex, which looked very unfamiliar to me. However, I was walking out of the back of the apartment complex. You know, the back area where somebody then made their own little gate because they don't understand. And I personally, you know, as somebody that has stayed in apartment complexes, don't understand why they only put the gate in the front. And it's like sometimes the front is the store is over here. And instead of just walking out of a gate to get to the store, you got to go all the way to the front, walk all the way around, and then you could have, but the door to your apartment is back here, and you could have easily just walked out the door, walked out the gate, and hit the store. Baby, but anyway, somebody that made their own little gate. Not supposed to go that way, okay? And I'm walking and there's nobody outside for whatever reason. It's like early in the morning or it's at a time when nobody is outside, and I'm aware that I need to hurry up because I don't want the apartment manager to come out and see me walking out this gate. Baby, so instead of running, I am dancing. And I got headphones in. I'm there like going in. I know ain't nobody around. Going in dancing. And you know what I'm saying? Back then we ain't call it, you know, twerking. We called it bouncing. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know where twerking came from. But anyways, we called it bouncing. Okay, I'm bouncing. I'm like I jigging and bouncing all the way to the store. And I'm just it was just so funny to me because baby, woo, anyways, I'm like, you know, jigging all the way through the it's like a gate on this side, and I'm walking through the field jigging. Okay, I'm up on it's like the gate, the fences, I'm climbing up the fences like I got up to the top and was just jumping and jigging and bouncing and going in. Baby, I get to the end. And there's this man there, okay, who approaches me out of nowhere smiling. And he was smiling with this smile like, I got you. And you know, for those of you that might try to take this dream the other route, like I said, it wasn't nobody outside in this dream. I wasn't trying to get anyone's attention, and that's the reason that I was really going to end the way I was, because nobody was outside. I was by myself. But anywho, he's looking at me like, I like, you know, smiling because he caught me off guard. And I asked him, how did you, like, I'm looking at him like, where you come from? Okay. And he is like, know that I'm always watching. I'll always watch you. My people stay right there. I'm always around. I'm always watch you. I always see you. And I started feeling very awkward. And then he laughs and leaves. And you know, when I woke up from this dream, I had this dream the other day. And God was like, yeah. Everywhere, eyes everywhere. He see everything. There's nothing you can hide from him. It's nothing you can hide from him. It is nothing you can hide from God. And you know, the interesting thing about this dream is, I know some people will try to make it out to be a bad dream, but I feel like it wasn't a situation where I was doing anything bad. He wasn't angry. He was just smiling like, oh, you thought nobody saw you, huh? And the beat, so the beat was the song that I was listening to. Okay, that's what I was saying. It was kind of, because the song I was listening to was a Nicki Minaj song. I'm a boss beat, that song. I can't even say it on here, but that song. And it was a mix because it was a Lil Wayne beat, okay? And I can't even say the name of the song that was, but I can hear it. It's like toot 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 toot. But I know most people ain't even gonna know what beat I'm getting. But it was like toot 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 toot, and it was like the Nicki Minaj, the chorus. You know what I'm saying? Over and over again. I was just baby going in. But anyways, the scripture comes from First Maccabees 3:10. And Apollonius gathered the nations together, and a great army from Samaria to fight against Israel. And Judas perceived it. He went out to meet him and struck him and killed him. And many fell wounded to death, and the rest fled. So here's the message. I feel like in this dream, in this situation, like I explained it, it really didn't make no sense that it wasn't a gate right there in the first place. It's just the fact that I feel like a lot of apartment complexes use like this kind of scenarios in a sense to control. Because in reality, they try to say it's because they want to keep out people that's not supposed to be there, but they gonna be there regardless. You know what I'm saying? People have visitors all the time, and you can't stop somebody from having visitors. And you know, even if you were to be able to, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? Why should you feel like, you know, if somebody is having a celebration or they want to have friends over, they need people to come and see them that they can't. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't like the fact that from my experience, I have dealt with people that worked in an apartment office, and they will be very rude, very mean for no reason. They will always, you know, try to be very controlling, even to people that weren't even, you know what I'm saying, when you don't even have any ill will, you're not even doing anything wrong, and they will feel some kind of way and feel the need to be, you know, very hateful towards you. And I've experienced this multiple times. And I'm not going to say that they all like that, but I have experienced some. I've experienced, you know, apartment complexes where they don't even let the pool is clean, it's refreshed, there's nothing wrong with it. They don't let nobody go to the pool. And it's kind of like you're paying for the amenity, but you can't even use it. And if you do try to use it, it's a problem. And it's just... I stayed at an apartment complex where we had a party house, but we couldn't use the party house because they rented the party house to a business. And it's like, hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's supposed to be an entity for the apartment complex. That's one of y'all sell pictures, is that y'all got a party house, but we can't use the party. What's going on? Like, it just frustrates me how some of these people manage these places, okay? And now, you know, at this point, it's to a situation I preferred to be, to live when I did, you know, have apartments. I preferred to be in an apartment that was owned by a person. I don't like staying nowhere that is owned by a company, because when it's owned by a company, they got all these properties, and all they are worried about is their deadline. All they worried about is how much they making. They don't look at it from the perspective that these are actual people with lives that go through things. And, you know, I just, it's very frustrating, to say the least. And I just feel like for whoever this is for, God is saying that he is always looking at the things that you are having to deal with. And in this situation right here, I'm trying to hurry up and get through this gate so the manager does not come out and see me going that way. And I'm trying to hurry up and get through, go to where I'm going, and get back and go and get back to where I'm going. And I'm dancing because I don't feel like running, and because ain't nobody else outside, so I'm just trying to hurry up and jig my way through the gate, okay? And God is like, I'm watching over you. You fine. Everything is fine. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is fine. God sees the fact that this person has decided to seek a war against you, even though, you know, from a perspective, it could be kind of like, you could look at it and say, well, that's just a rule for everybody. Yes, it is a rule for everybody, but when you are included in everybody, it is a rule against you. You have, like, you know what I'm saying, perspective. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I may not specifically be dealing with this right now, but I'm just being real and honest when I say if it was if when you in that kind of situation when you stand in an apartment complex and a manager has come up with a rule, regardless if the rule nobody in the pool and you are included in nobody, you know what I'm saying? If you are paying rent and you pay all these fees and you can't use the pool, which is included in the fees that you pay, that means that you are included in the people that are not allowed to use this pool that you are paying for. This is somebody that has sought up a war against you. God said he will be fighting this war. I don't know who going through something like I said, you know what I'm saying? Girl don't stay in an apartment complex. You know what I'm saying? It's not a situation like that. That's just like, I just feel like this is a situation, and it don't have to be a situation with apartments. It could be a situation with somebody that, you know, maybe you like to, hang out, like maybe you like to go to a little clubhouse or you like to go to a little bar and they have come up with a rule that you can't use the restroom, or maybe they come up with a rule that you can't do certain things in there, and whatever these things that you do, you want to do them but you can't do them no more, and it's something that you know you used to be able to do, you should be able to do. And I said restroom, that is just so far-fetched and so crazy, but there are a lot of stores that have these rules where they don't allow the customers to use the restroom, and if you need to use the restroom and you shopping, it can cause you to be like, now I gotta choose between do I really want this stuff. And you know, a lot of times, I know me personally, if it's a situation where I'm shopping and I gotta use the restroom and I can't use the restroom in the store, I'm gonna go ahead and leave whatever it is I'm there to buy, and I'm gonna go use the restroom, and I may or may not come back. 9 out of 10, I'm gonna go and buy whatever I need wherever I use the restroom at, because they had a restroom, and you know what I'm saying, I appreciate the fact that I was able to use it, and that's just me being real. And I feel like, you know, that's just, you know, for whoever, I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's a situation where this is someone, they are building up rules, and it is to go against you. It is to cause, it's to cause you distress. It's to make things difficult for you. It's to make things harder on you. And in a situation where it doesn't even, I just feel like it will be more beneficial to them for you to be able to use whatever. You know what I'm saying? Even when you think about this, like the in the dream, it will be more beneficial for the apartment complex to just go ahead and make a gate that they wouldn't have to worry about people cutting through the gates, which they tend to do. And I have seen, baby, I have seen some people do the most. I'm serious. I have seen people, they pull all the tools out to build a little gate right there, with no shame, okay? Once that office closed, I does. And it will be easier for them to just put a gate right there. It will be easier. Even when you think about the situation with a pool being closed, it would be easier for them to just open the pool. Then they wouldn't have to worry about somebody suing them or somebody complaining because they don't understand why the pool not open. I know some people, some apartments may have this closed because they don't like the noise. They don't want anybody getting hurt. Maybe somebody has, you know, got hurt in the past, or whatever other difficulties may have came. To that I said, why have a pool? You know what I'm saying? If it's a situation where, you know, I'm just being real. Why you can't, what is the point of promoting something and then when the people get there, they can't use it? Yeah. And that's just, you know, the situation with the restrooms. I know me personally, I have worked retail like crazy. I worked in several different stores. Most of the stores I worked in had a restroom. I know for me personally, for the people that worked there, for sure, all of them had a restroom. But there were a few that did not have a restroom for customers. I understood this to an extent because, baby, there are some people that do the most ridiculous things in restrooms. I remember one time I was working at a store and somebody used the restroom in the dressing room. And the store had restrooms. It was Sears. The store has restrooms in there. I could not fathom the reason they decided to use it in the dressing room. And I left it there because that's not. I'm not cleaning that. I'm not cleaning that. Anyways, I at that point in time, where I was working, I didn't get paid enough to clean that. I'm not cleaning that. But anyways, I'm saying this to say. I'm saying this to say that, you know, sometimes I just feel like God is saying there are some times when someone is doing something just to flex their power, just to flex, just because they can. Just because they can. Just because they can. Just to flex their power, and just because they can. And when God sees things like this, God sees everything. He sees when people are coming up against you without cause. He sees when people are seeking a war with you for no reason. And sometimes, like, just like I said, it's sometimes you don't even have to be bothering nobody. And I'm being reminded, I finally finished my little show yesterday, and is this guy, like I said, the Basharon. I don't know if I said that right. But anyways, he is seeking war with everybody, starting problems with just because he can, just because he felt like it. That's just he woke up and chose war. And he was just messing with everybody. And in the end, he ended up, you know, losing his life because he messed with far too many people. And a lot of people were coming against him, and a lot of things started coming out about how he wanted to take the lives of innocent people. He wanted to steal from people, and it's just because he felt like it. I just feel like, and even with me saying that, people that do stuff like this, you know, you have to understand that it's going to eventually catch up to them. Because it's not a situation. See, it's one thing when somebody has did something to you, and because that person did you some kind of harm, that person did you wrong, you decide that you're going to go ahead and seek a war against them. That's one thing. It's a whole nother thing when you just messing with any and everybody just because you can. Just because you feel like it. Because, you know what I'm saying, it's going to eventually get to a point to where don't nobody like you. And when you get to a point that don't nobody like you, when it gets to a point that everybody got a problem with you, when it gets to a point that everybody is beefing with you, that's when you got to constantly look over your shoulder. You got to constantly watch your back, because anybody at any given point in time. See, you know what I'm saying? I know, me personally, I just like to mind my business. I just like to mind my business. I don't like going, I don't feel like it is smart, first of all. And not to mention, it is just wicked, second of all, to go about trying to seek war with any and everybody. For what? But whoever this person God is speaking about, you know what I'm saying, this is someone managing something. Regardless of what they managing, and they are causing you disarray, and to such an extent, it's like you gotta sneak around to do things that you should be able to do with no problem. God said he see them. He see that you having a hard time. You're not really trying to do no harm to nobody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you may be dancing, and you may be good at dancing, but it's not a situation where you're trying to show out. You know what I'm saying? And it could be that. You know what I'm saying? Some people will literally feel some kind of way about you just because you are good at something. And because, okay, so I was going in, okay? And, you know, for somebody that has experienced some crazy people before in my life, I have experienced some people that will feel some kind of way, especially before any kind of injuries. Baby, feel some kind of way about your girl going in on the dance floor. But, you know what I'm saying, at this point in time, I just simply don't care anymore. I'm not finna, you know what I'm saying, dim my light just because somebody else feels some kind of way. And that's, you know what I'm saying, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? And at this point in time, for the most part, I don't really get up and dance. But if I was to get up and dance, I'm not finna dim my light because somebody else is feeling some kind. That is a you problem. It is a you problem. It is a you problem. I'm not finna we're not finna do that. And I just feel like God is saying he see the way whoever, I don't know who this is that's doing this to you. I don't know who this is that, but God said he see that they making things hard on you. He see that that they making your life difficult. He see that they are making you feel as if you gotta hurry up and you gotta sneak, and it's like this is somebody you gotta keep on looking over your back just to do things that you should normally be able to do. God said he see that. He see everything. He watching you. He watching you. Even when you think he not, he's watching. He sees. Anyways, and that's the message. And I feel like that's the other part. Even when you think he's not watching, you can't sneak around and you may be able to get away from them. And if you are, it's because he is allowing you to. Okay, so for somebody, it's a situation where you think that you feel like, dang, I know I'm not supposed to do this, but I'm just gonna do it real. God said the only reason you being able to get away with that stuff is because he is allowing you to. Yeah, because he sees the rule is nonsense. Anywho, that's the message, y'all. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe.